is Tiffany Yvonne. I am not a hairstylist. However, I do like playing in my hair. My mama taught me to get that together at a young age. I am the host of the event, and I typically host dinner parties. And since we're in this quarantine space, I can't be a restaurant, so I host them in the comfort of my home. And the name of my business is called The Dining Clique, and we cater to a grown folk crowd that doesn't kind of want to go to the club, but they still want to go out and have some fun and meet people. It's a great way to interact and have good grown folk conversations with other folk. So if you are just interested in learning more about what the Dining Clique is and what we do, I encourage you to take a picture or screenshot this screen so that you can check me out. You can be friends. We agree that everybody that comes to our events are all friends, old and new. And although this is not a Dining Clique experience, that's what we're going to treat you as. I also do events called Port Film, and that's just like a dinner party for women only. And then a game night called No Trivia Allowed. All right, we are going to introduce the panelists. And again, if you have questions, chat them to them directly or chat it to everyone, and they will, to the best of their ability, interact with you in the chat, but then we can also scroll up to ask those questions when we get to the Q&A. All right, so first one up is Ashley Ramirez. She's a lash stylist and salon innovations consultant of Livid Lash. And then the next one is Dorothy Sanchez. She's owner of Virgin Life Hair, Coily Life. And so I'm going to stop sharing the screen because these ladies are the brains behind this wonderful event. So I'm going to give them the floor to kind of introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about how you came to this event, and we'll move on.
Hi, I'm Ashley Ramirez. I am a lash extension stylist, but most people do not know that I am a licensed barber. I wanted to put this event together with Dorothy to try to inform everybody for free about what's to come as far as the stylists and the beauty shops and the barber shops. So what's really, really important is that we as stylists and barbers, we like to inform our clientele to make sure that we have a good clientele. So we're here to pretty much inform everybody and share with you the things that we have in store.
All right. And Dorothy, you want to chime in?
Hey everybody, I'm Dorothy Sanchez. I'm a beauty founder. I founded Virgin Life Hair Company, Coily Life Hair Care Company, and I also founded Salon Sweet Success. Me and Ashley put this together because just me and her are innovators, and we knew that informed the clients, not just the clients, but the entrepreneurs, the stylists, the barbers, the lash techs, the estheticians as well. So we put this together so that we all can be on one page, so that we all can move forward in this industry, and that we can basically help you guys pivot in this industry, because it's been kind of hard. We've kind of been on the back burner for about 10 weeks now. So that's it.
Thank you, ladies. So again, ladies and gentlemen, chat any questions, comments in the chat. All right, next up is Rochelle, who's the owner of Plugz, Salon and Spa. Oh, let me go back real quick, just in case. If you all, I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to screenshot Ashley's screen so you can get her contact information. This stuff is gonna be helpful. It's kind of relevant for something to come, okay? And then here's Dorothy's. So just get a second to screenshot. All right, moving on to Rochelle. Again, she's the owner of Plugz, Salon and Spa. Screenshot that real quick before I stop sharing the screen. All right, Rochelle, you have the floor.
Hi, everybody. My name is Rochelle. I have been licensed since 2009. I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I'm also a licensed cosmetologist instructor. I also sell licensed products for retail. Online, I have Mazzani, Amika, and Oflex. I am affiliates of all three. During all of this, I am here to try to help the best that I can with everything that I know. If I don't know, I will find someone that will.
All right, thank you, Rochelle. And last but not least, Meech the Barber, who is a second-generation barber. Everybody make sure you screenshot his information. Give you a couple seconds. All right, Meech, you have the floor. You gotta unmute yourself. I'll unmute you.
Sure. Did you want
Okay,
to mute me?
I got you. We hear you now.
Listen, me and Comcast, Xfinity, whatever you want to call them, we're going to have some issues after this. I'll tell you that much. What up, though, y'all? My name is Misha the Barber. I'm a second-generation licensed barber. Very, very proud of it. I'm actually going to be coming up on my first year as a licensed barber in July. So I'm really excited about that. Prior to all of this, I was in the real estate business for several years. So I'm definitely bringing a business aspect to the game. I've been cutting since I was 12. I have uncles on top of uncles. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the future and what's going to hold. You know, we got to get rid of all the bootleg barbers, man. You know, we got to figure something out quick.
I like that. I like that perspective. Yeah, only, you know, it's all right. Like me, I know how to do my own hair, but I'm not out here acting like I'm somebody's hairstylist. So yes, well point. All right. So like I said, at my events, we are offering old and new. And so this event is no different. So I'm just going to go over a couple of norms. We call our stuff the 3 C's, the recipe for an interactive good time. And cooperate, click, and click is pretty simple. Cooperate, what you all have been doing, going in the chat when we ask you to do something, just be good sports and play along. That'll give this experience an enhancement that it needs. Click, as in use your cameras to click away, take pictures, do boomerangs, do videos, share and at everyone. If you can see, every slide has their information. So please, you know, spread some love. They are doing this free of charge to pour into you. So, you know, it's always nice to give back in some kind of way. And then the click. So we always make everything official with the group picture at the end. So those who want to stick around for that, we'll do that. Positive vibes only. This is a safe zone to ask whatever you need to ask. So we want to make sure that you feel comfortable, because now you got some licensed professionals, you can pick their brains and they might be able to pick yours as well. Stop, look, and listen. So far that's been going well. Somebody has the floor. Keep yourself muted, especially if your background is noisy, and try not to do what whoever someone did right there, because that's going to stay on the slide. So if you made a mistake, I know sometimes with people with cell phones tend to make a mistake and mark up the PowerPoint. You can undo that or erase it. Yep, good job. And then no judgment zone. Again, it's a safe space to ask questions, to state your opinions about things, to not be judged. We don't believe in that here. So just wanted to make that clear. And now we're going to get to a question segment. And before you ask them questions, we have questions to ask you. So I'm going to, you will be posed a question. It will come up on your screen, and it's opinion based. So what do you think? You're going to pick the question or the response to the question that best suits what you think. All right. So the first one is, when do you think it will be safe to re-enter salons and barbershops? Do you think it will be within the next 30 days, within the next 2 months, August of this year, or next year, 2021? So it's no right or wrong answer. It's based on what you think. When do you think it will be safe? Not when they open, but when do you think it'll be safe to go?
Numbers are changing.
Javiana said, hopefully soon. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm going to show you all the results, and they're pretty, some of them are neck and neck. All right, so majority of us said that we think it's going to open up or to be safe within the next 2 months. And then on the other extreme is next year. So I want to hear from those who said the next 2 months. Anybody want to unmute yourself who said that they think it'll be open the next 2 months? Unmute yourself and just kind of speak up to why you said that, if you want to. Any of the hairstylists or barber, anybody think it's going to be safe to re-enter in the next 2 months?
I do. I think that with the right precautions, we might as well give it a try. I mean, at this point, we've been locked down, we've been patient, and as long as we practice what we know already and implicate some new things that we are finding out, maybe limit the time, spread out, do less clients in a day. I know we would have to increase probably pricing because of that on what we're doing, But if we were able to increase that downgrade how many clients we did, make sure sanitation is up, require your clients to wear a mask, make sure that we're cleaning as well, changing gloves constantly, things of that sort, I think will be okay.
Okay, thank you. Meech, you shaking your head. Why are you shaking your head, Meech?
Only reason why I'm shaking my head because I'm in this conference call and everything is going great. And I'm wishing and I'm hoping people who are texting and calling us on my live right now, please just hit the link in the bio, join the conference call. That's what's going on right now. I'm just shaking my head because
telling them, come on.
Join the conference call.
Okay, good stuff. What about somebody who said 2021? So you're one of those that's like, look, maybe you're not going out of town. They might not see you at the movies. You don't care if it opens or not. You're like, yeah, let's just let all that clear out until next year. We want to hear from you. Who thinks it's going to be safe next year and not a minute before? Anybody want to say, okay, Meech, come on with it.
Well, the reason why I believe so, instinctively, we're humans, right? We want to be able to interact, work, be around people. That's what we're meant to do. We're meant to be able to join with people, connect, network. But we're told, no, you can't do this. So instinctively, you're fighting against your will. Based on history and based on facts and numbers, we're going through a plague right now. Because I sit back and I say, okay, numbers are dropping. If we use our common sense and no one's been going anywhere, the moment you go and you go into a shop, go shopping, do whatever, everybody not gonna wear a mask. Everybody not gonna listen. It's gonna spread more. So with me, strapped. I'm strapped. If I didn't have a hustler's mentality, I don't know where I'd be in life. But as far as when it comes to the safety part, I don't know. In our career, they're not treating us like doctors and nurses as they should. There's no way we're going to be able to be 6 feet from anyone to perform what we need to perform. So it's just a lot of propaganda going on, I think. But as far as safe, I'll just say 2021 because it's a global thing. So this isn't in a local or, we can only think so big. It's something going on the other side of the world right now that they're going through it. So I don't know. But I say 2021.
This is the longer we wait, if we get on the other side of the year, the safer it could be, right?
I think so.
And you know what? I appreciate that perspective, right? Because you are someone who is, sitting in the seat that this is the bread and butter, so to speak, in regards to the way you earn your money. And so you could say, if you feel that it's going to open and it'll be safe, we're hoping for that. But for you to say, hey, I might not be able to take clients, or it might be a risk for everybody involved. That's a risk to even take there. So, okay, I'm going to launch the next question. This one is just a yes or no. Is COVID-19, this is based on your opinion, your expertise, because no one really knows, but is it known to be airborne? What do you think? They go back and forth. We find out something new every day, every week. Do we think it is airborne? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so I am going to share the results. And majority of us think it is airborne, but there are a few of us that is like, there's not believing that hype. Who doesn't think it's airborne and why? Anybody want to share out, or you can put it in the chat if you can't speak up.
I think that it's not airborne, just because if it was airborne, everybody would have it, because we all go out in the air. So I don't think that it's airborne. Now, I think that it's somewhat, it maybe lingers in the air a little bit while, but it's not airborne where it's traveling through the air and everybody is being affected and everybody is just turning into COVID zombies. Like, I don't think so.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Okay. Anybody else want to chime in? If somebody who does think it's airborne or want to challenge that point.
I don't think that it's airborne, but I believe that people can engage in activities and not know that it is in their approximate airspace. So like when we took the COVID-19 barbicide test, they were saying that singing can project the droplets. So when people think that they're at six feet worth of distance, if that person is 6 feet away from you and singing, that may add to your probability of catching the virus as well.
Okay. All right. And yeah, that's an interesting perspective. And you know, like thinking about when y'all are at the salons, you play music, everybody's bopping around and singing, and or you having these passionate conversations. I think it probably is the same thing, you know? So yeah, okay. All right, I'm gonna ask the next one. Surfaces in COVID. And Ashley, you're gonna take this away. What surface has the virus been known to survive on the longest? So this is the one that's not opinion-based. It's actually a right or wrong answer. Is it face masks, metal tools, cardboard, plastic, or moolah? Some people are like, I don't know really. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm gonna show the poll so you can see what the results are. And so face mask got nothing. Metal tools won it all though. Between metal tools, money was second in line. So Ashley, take us away.
Okay, so it's very interesting that no one chose face masks. So actually the opposite end of the face mask, like not the inside, but the outside, that part is the most disgusting and most contagious part. So even when you are re-entering in the salons, you will have to change those in between each client. And we call it PPE, but we're not having the same type of PPE that nurses and doctors have. It's a different type. So even now, you guys need to make sure that you have something cotton that you can wash on a daily basis, or something that is completely disposable, which I would say to have both. Let's see. So with face masks, it can survive up to 7 days. With metal tools, it can survive up to 5 days. For cardboard, it can survive up to 24 hours. And for plastic, it's 3 to 6 days. And for money, it's 4 days. So disinfect your money like OJ.
Okay, all right. Anybody want to ask a question about that? I know some people were kind of going back and forth. It is interesting that I didn't think about that face mask, like the outside layer of the face mask probably gets the most business. So,
but then here it is that the face mask may be one of the most ones that get us sick, but that's what they have us wearing, which is retarded. So why would they have us wearing face masks? And that's the most one that gets all the virus in it. Isn't that just crazy?
Why would they have us wearing it for 10 to 12 hours constantly? Like, you know, they intend for people in the plants to, which those are the people that we're going to be servicing, and they're going back to work next week. So, you know, when are they going to want their hair done? Next week, and then 2 weeks after that, and then 2 weeks after that, and 2 weeks after that. So,
and then they're all exposed.
In the environment, no circulation, but they got to wear a mask, and like you said,
not to mention the CO2. That they inhaling the whole time while you got it on your face for 12 hours. You're not supposed to have that mask on for 12 hours. For 10 hours, you're going to pass out.
Or even 15 minutes, because I talked to a lot of my nursing friends, and they say they can't even wear the mask for no longer than 15 minutes, or you will start to feel woozy, sick, in which we all do anyway when we wear it for a long period of time. So that's just really interesting. But ladies, going back to what y'all were doing.
Thank you for sharing. Yes.
You're welcome.
Okay, so the next one. On a scale of 1 to 3, how safe do you feel about booking your next appointment? You think 1, I'll be risking my life. 2, I feel uneasy, so I'd only go when absolutely necessary. So maybe you got like a wedding or your ends need trimming. Or 3, I can't wait to be a regular again. On a scale of 1 to 3, how safe or how do you feel about booking your next appointment? We don't know when that will be, but it's going like this, the poll. Ooh, 5, 4, 3, 2, one. All right. For a minute there, they were all neck and neck, but there is one that got more of the attention. So most of us feel uneasy. You go in. It is most important. So who wants to speak out to that? Who wants to speak out to that? I will only go. I'm a little shaky, but I'll do it if I have to, because, you know, I can't be out here looking bold for this job interview, or I don't know. I don't want my ends to split. So I got my ends trimmed right before the pandemic shut everything down. So I'm trying to keep them greased up. So, but I don't want my hair to break off, right? So that might be where I draw the line. Anybody want to chime in on this? Let's see, somebody said. Go ahead, Maya. You can have the floor.
So this is from a client perspective or a professional perspective?
Anybody. So we definitely want to hear from the clients.
So as a client, I would probably wait. But as a professional, I'm taking my first client June 6th because I just had a baby and I am moving on the 27th. So I have to have income. These will be people who will be coming into my home, but I do know them. I will be doing temperature tests. I will be making sure that they do wear face masks, washing their hands upon entry. But again, only to make sure that I have my rent. This is not something that I'm doing just because I love to do it. It's my passion and I want to look cute or whatnot, help other people look cute, but this is now a means of survival.
Okay, thank you for sharing. I mean, and I know you probably went into doing hair because it is something that you love to do. And of course, we might as well get paid for doing what we love to do too. But you're saying like at this stage, you don't really feel safe, but it's like, you got to do what you got to do too, right? Anybody else want to chime in on it? Whether you feel that way or another way.
I think that clients are becoming restless. I think that they are going to start just ruining their hair. It's been 2 months. A lot of my clients are natural. A lot of my clients are not just African American. They are Caucasian, Chaldean, Albanian. I have a little bitty Italian old lady that is losing her mind because I won't come and do her roots. It's a sense where it's like, I'm in control, yes. If I open that door, what is that really doing? You know, but I opted to put June 2nd to start taking appointments. I am going to limit them. That's the plan right now because of how restless clients are becoming. And I miss them. So I was thinking that I could do maybe 2 days a week, maybe just Friday and Saturday, do like 4 people a day, do like a VIP, see how that goes. I don't know. But if I was a client, I would be restless. I would be ready to go and pamper myself and see my stylist and talk about God knows what. So yeah, I would definitely be like risking it, but I probably would.
Well, you made an interesting point even about, because it's like what, you know, the governor Gretchen is doing, you know, trying to open up in phases. And so even as a hairstylist or a barber, like if you took baby steps even with that approach to see, you know, okay, I'll take, like you said, clients 2 days a week and see what that does. And then maybe in the next month, you can increase it by the day. Maybe it helps build your resistance, or you're trying to practice it with safety, because again, otherwise you all will have to go to the drawing board and figure out something else to do because we still got to eat, you know? So that's a good point. Anybody?
I definitely ordered that $20 thermometer. It's like touchless. I just ordered it. And then I put in my email to clients that if you walk in without a face mask, you will need to purchase one from me for $2 in order to keep an appointment. So that was just going back to Meech when he said people don't listen. They don't. They just don't. So we have to enforce that if we do open.
That's true. That's true. You got your you already strapped with your thermometer, Meech?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a great time. Again, if you have a license, that license is gonna speak volumes. You're gonna put me on the exact same pedestal as a nurse. You're gonna put me on the exact same pedestal as a doctor, and that's just what it is. This is going to be a time for licensed professional barbers to be licensed professional barbers. It's really a reset. It's a blessing in this unfortunate event. It really is. Them prices going up because that sanitation is real and the skills are even realer.
Yeah, no, really. And so Jay Jones said temperature checks, I believe, would be a great idea in making sure hand sanitizer is used upon entering and the customers wear PPE. This is the protocols that hospitals are doing. So yeah, that is so true. Like you said, the reset is essential because you all can dictate who comes into the door and you can create those boundaries. And again, restate like, this will set you apart from the person doing hair, that isn't licensed in, whether it's in the basement or whatever. They don't know those strategies. You all are the professionals and you know what is going to make everyone as safe as possible. And you can create those parameters. So if you don't come, this is a must. You must wear a mask. You must blah, 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 whatever those things are. People will respect you more and feel safer. Because what people fail to realize, again, that's why I keep asking for clients and you all to chime in, because it's not just them, it's not just me as a client, like, well, I got to be safe. You care about your life. You care about your kids. You care about your family too. We all want to live and make it out alive and healthy in this situation. So yeah. Yep. So let's keep it moving. If wearing a mask. Okay, so I put this one in here because I don't know about you all. So I've embraced, right, that this is a new norm and this is not just going to go away and that we have to adjust with the times. But one of the things that I've been struggling with are the face masks because I think it totally takes away the swag. And I appreciate those of us who have, have embraced it and started wearing, sequins ones, and Detroit versus everybody has them. Like, they got some stylish ones. I'm just like looking like, so y'all really for real about this though? Because I'm gonna get married. Okay, so this is my question. If wearing a mask and social distancing is mandatory for the remaining of 2020, which professional service would be the least important to maintain? Okay, so again, this is my selfish question. Hair, lashes or makeup, waxing, or nails? Because I left the house the other day looking like who did it and why, okay? And no one knew because I had on some sunglasses and a mask. So I didn't even care. And I'm like, it's really taking my motivation. People saying sitting at home is making them not want to do their hair or look presentable. At least I can be seen on camera. I don't have to wear the mask. So that has been, giving me all kind of irritation. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So majority of us said that wearing the mask will mean that getting your waxing services will be the least priority. Why? Why of all of the things is getting waxed? Getting your eyebrows done, I guess, would not be a top priority? Why? Anybody want to chime in and tell us why? Or any of them, so a few of us said hair would be, it wouldn't be a top priority if you got to wear a mask all the time. And some said lashes and makeup. And I know, Ashley, that's your thing. And then nails even got a couple votes. I mean, I guess I could have swaggy nails since it's not being covered. Anybody want to chime in on this, stylist?
Yeah. I'd like to chime in. I would think waxing of all you really don't need. I mean, you can pluck your eyebrows. And if you want to wax your private area, that's personal. So that's not really needed if you need to wear a mask. Okay. What does concern me is that going to get your hair done, getting a cut, going to get anything, it concerns me because we can't wear those masks that long. I'm not a fan of the mask. I'm just not. And because I know so much about the mask and what they're really used for. So here it is. You all are in a field that's mandatory to wear masks. But for how long? So if you're washing someone's hair and you're the person's hair, let's go for hairdressers, the person's hair, they're going to be there an hour and a half. It's more harmful to them with that mask on than without the mask on. They're going to get sick. Who's going to wear a mask for 2 hours because they're getting their hair done? So that lessens the people to get their hair done right off the rip. The other one was lashes. Well, it's an intimate, really intimate, because the person's in your face doing your lashes. It doesn't even really matter. Who's going to let someone be in their face for 2 hours with a mask on and they're so close? You're going to still feel just even their energy or their, you know what I'm saying, with these masks on. And so that knocks out the lashes. So in reality, it's not safe if people have to wear the masks, period, to do any of these things because of the mandatory of masks. Now, I would definitely go with the thermometer. The thermometer, wash your hands. It's a scary situation no matter what, but you're still going to be harming yourself even more. You've been passed out from getting your hair done and wore a mask for 2 hours. It's just, to me, it's a lose situation all the way around for the people that is up and coming with their hair and their products and all this good stuff. The barber, the hairdresser, the lasher, the waxer, everyone is going to lose because of this. Because how on earth are we going to wear masks? And I know I want my hair done. I know I want some lashes. You know what I'm saying? And thank God my daughter is a hair tech, and I trust her, and I know we're all fine, and we have been around each other, so it's not like we, you know. But if I came around you, and I don't know you, but you look great, you look healthy, you know, it would have to be a personal decision to say, hey, do you mind if I take my mask off? You did check my temperature. You noticed I didn't have this. Or whatever. So the temperature gauge, I think, is important to have when going into that type of field. But the mask thing, it's just a scary situation all the way around. So that could hinder all of the businesses, you know?
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Can I just ask a question? Because Jacqueline said something at the end that just made my antennas go up. If a client, before we ask other people, if a client asks you, any hairstylist or hair barber in the room, if they have a good temperature, if they ask you could they take off their mask, and she has a point, you know, some of these appointments take longer, you know, you're there for a while, how would you respond to that? Is that something you got to chew on? Or just that's a great, I've never thought that someone would say, but if I'm healthy, you see my temperature is at 97. Can I take this mask off now? What do we have to say to that?
Can I speak on that?
Anybody can.
60% of people do not show any type of symptoms. So if that's the case, you might be walking around and not have it. I mean, and not know that you have it and give it to someone else. I had a fellow barber. She specializes in locks. She told me that, and this was on one of my Facebook things, but she told me that she had a cousin who was going about life regularly, and he didn't know that he had it, but he infected their great aunt, and their great aunt passed. I am sure that probably 90% of the people that are in this chat today have had someone in their family or someone that they know who has passed from the virus. So it's even that much more real to people. Now, there are some people who are just like, that's life. But for people who want to protect their lives, you know, it's a little bit more.
Okay. Tish, you were doing like this. You were like, I'm feeling what she is saying. Do you have anything to add, or you just like, no, I was in the amen corner? Because you're right. 60% of the people are out here infecting folks, and they are walking around fine. And I'm guessing then you would say, Ashley and Tish, that is something that you're not going to compromise on, whether they have if they have a temperature that would seem to be safe, right? Am I assuming that to be correct? Ashley, Tish. Ashley, you're muted.
Yes.
You're saying, no, if your client's like, look, I got 97, can I take this off? I'm hot.
Yeah, because I'm pregnant. So when I think about other stylists who have the potential of becoming pregnant, you never know when that happens.
Gotcha.
So you want to make sure that you're okay. If you have children, your children are okay. If you have a mom and a dad, that they're okay. And who wants to be responsible for giving someone COVID? Flat out. Like no one wants that responsibility. So it's my responsibility as a mother, as a practitioner, to do the best that I can to make sure that I'm not spreading it to you and you're not spreading it to me.
Okay.
And I want to ask one more question about that. So now, as you see, I got my mask on because I'm at work and I have to. But what about the hairstylist that says, oh my gosh, I can't breathe, and you have to take your mask off? I mean, it's a compromising situation, period. Because you ain't going to be, honey, and you pregnant. You definitely can't be having no mask on for no hour. So I'm trying to figure out how can y'all come up with some type of idea where that both will be safe, because you're going to be standing up there doing some hair or whatever, waxing lashes, and you can't breathe. You're going to pull that thing from over your nose for a second, or you're going to say, oh, let me put it up under my nose. Either way, I'm trying to figure out how it's going to work, because it's a lose-lose situation at this point. And I mean, I just want to know, because when we stipulate something so detrimental, this is detrimental to everyone. And I just don't even understand how it's going to work, period, because no way you as a hairstylist, you're going to pull it down and don't tell me why you're working on my hair.
Can I chime in?
It's not on your nose. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I know a lot of people probably don't want to hear this, but it is, to me, the beauty industry will have to go to separate suites in order to thrive successfully, because you have the integrity of your shop, you have the integrity of your location, and you have to think about other people. So if you did want to take off the mask, say you work in a shop where it is for other people, for other stylists or for other barbers that are working in there and they have clients, you have to think about them and their feelings, and you have to tend to those people as well. You know what I'm saying? So you want to take off your mask for comfortability, and we know the mask is only protecting you from spreading the virus. It's not stopping you from getting the virus, it's stopping you from spreading the virus. So if you take off your mask, someone could potentially think you're trying to spread it. You know what I'm saying? And we're still living in this environment where this is a very touchy subject. So if you go about it that way, I feel like that it'd be kind of selfish. So the beauty industry is changing. I've looked at 3 or 4 different certifications, and they all want us to wear masks. So in my profession, we do beard trims, we do mustache trims, we do shades, and everyone that I've talked to that have opened up, except in the state of Georgia, they're not very strict about these rules. But a lot of these people that's open up a position, going to open up, they're not doing these services as far as beard trims and shades. Certain services have to be eliminated because it doesn't follow protocol. So that's all I wanted to add. But as far as that is concerned, and my name is Scott, just for everybody that want to know.
Thank you, and hopefully you lighten up the chat as well. I think I saw you in the chat as too.
Todd?
That is that's an interesting point. That is an interesting.
What's up, Meech? You all right?
Yeah, can I piggyback off of Taj, because he on point.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Shout out to licensed barbers. Licensed barbers, again, it's gonna come to a point where you're gonna look at us as doctors, as we should be. If you have a license and you've been working in the shop and you've always dreamed of having your own, start taking care of your business. We're talking about sanitation, preventing, but business is just as important. Protecting yourself, making sure that you have certain certifications, making sure that you have certain waivers for clients to sign before they sit down in your chair, to ask them questions. Because if someone does have COVID, you want to be able to contact everyone that was in that shop and let them know, hey, go to your doctor, go get your temperature checked, do what you have to do. Me personally, I don't have COVID-19, I'm good. But I have a client, and the last time I cut them was in January. They called me in March, and they sounded like death on the phone. And they had COVID-19. I said, what? Sounded horrible. And check this out. Not to put my business out there, government don't care about me, okay? So I didn't get anything. So I got to do what I have to do. But that exact same week, I had about 15, 20 clients ready to go pull up 75 a pop. As soon as that client called me sounding like that, I had to cancel everybody because my subconscious and what was going on is saying, hey, you're not a bootleg barber. You're a licensed professional. So you have to put yourself in a position to be able to present yourself to the public so that when they come through your door, that fear factor will be turned off to a certain extent. They'll know that he's sanitizing everything. He's asking me questions about this. My barber checking my temperature. My barber give me a mask. He give me a glove. This, that. That's going to be the difference that's going to change everything. So licensed barbers, licensed professionals, I think it's a reset. And I do think that we're gonna come up from this because we already at the bottom, so we can't get no lower. Like we just can't.
Okay.
I definitely I agree with Meech very much because, you know, this is an opportunity for us to show what we know, because that's the whole reason why we did go get our license, so we can protect the public, you know what I mean? So we have to think about the things, the principal matter. I feel as if the principal matter in this case is the safety of mankind. And if we always take that into consideration, that will help to delegate or to dictate our next decision. You know what I'm saying? Whatever environment we're put in, we will be thinking about the safety of mankind. And if we utilize that going forward, you know, there's always going to be mishaps. There's always going to be things that's out of our control. But if we take the initiative to make sure the client is safe, they're going to feel that. And what I've seen I talked to about 7 different major barbershops that's opened up in various states, Texas, Georgia. I've talked to some in New York, but New York hasn't opened up yet. But the thing about it, they all have one thing in common, and they are interested in the clients, but at the same time, I don't feel as if the government is interested in the people because they allow them to open up without a very detailed opening plan. You know what I mean? How do we say that the client is safe? You know what I mean? Who's the one that's backing it? Because we can say that yes, this is what we think is necessary, but I've seen very different ways in each state how opening went about. I've seen curtains being put in place. I've seen people that only cut in one in a location where it's just them and their client. You know what I mean? So it's across the board as far as the safety is concerned. So I feel that's why I kind of wanted to join in with this, because like me said, this is licensed professionals. You know what I mean? So we get to see how this is affecting every different profession, because we're all in close contact with our clients. So we have to be even more cautious than anybody else, I feel. You know, so I want to go back and I want to cut hair, but not right now, not without the proper procedure, because I do feel as if it is a way to go about it the right way. But as far as coming up with exactly how that is, I'm still kind of puzzled, to be honest, because I've seen barbershops already being hit with lawsuits because of certain procedures. I've seen lawsuits on both sides. I've seen lawsuits because, and one of them didn't win, but a lawsuit for a service being rejected, and I've seen a lawsuit for services that was being provided that they feel as if a service shouldn't be been provided in this circumstance. So we want to stay conscious of that. We don't want to see any lawsuits, you know what I mean? Because coming out of this, who knows what type of money people have saved up, or what people might not have any money at all. That might be the way that they feel like they're going to get some money. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be conscious of all of that and take all of that into consideration.
Very good. Very good.
Can I chime in on this?
Absolutely.
Really quick?
Yeah.
So it was a couple points. I just want to go back to where Jackie, she wanted to take off the mask. And then I believe it was Meech saying how, no, I think it was Taj who was saying like that was selfish. I don't think that it's selfish just for client is uncomfortable. It's our job as a professional to have them come in and to be comfortable while they're getting their service. Yes, we can temperature test them. Yes, we can make them wash their hands. Yes, we can make them wear masks. But as you just said, like Ashley just said, the COVID lasts on the mask for what, 4 days or 7 days? So are we really protecting them? I don't think so. If they cough while they're in the mask, they just spread that COVID to everybody. So at the end of the day, I was the person who said that we'll be safe in 2021. I don't think that all of these procedures we can do, we're really not protecting nobody. I think that a lot of us professionals is just trying to get back to work, to make money, and we're opening back up so these people can come back in and spread it, because that's what people want to do. I mean, as a barber, you don't want to get your hair cut and you can't get your face lined up. That don't even make no sense. Like, how you gonna have a fresh cut up here, but you look rough right here? Like, if I was a client, I would be pissed when you say you can't line my face up. I'm gonna be like, bro, why am I here? Like, for real?
Interesting.
Seriously? Like, so that means now we're doing half-ass services. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I think that us as professionals is gonna have to pivot. And when I mean we're gonna have to pivot from behind the chair. We can't stay behind the chair and still be professionals. It's not going to work. We're going to spread this disease faster and quicker because of the services that we choose to perform. We have to say no. At the end of the day, I know I don't want to. I love my clients. I miss my clients. Like, I'm used to seeing some clients every week. So of course I understand. I get that the money is dropping. I get that some people have to work, but at the same time, as soon as these factories open up, as soon as these casinos open up, everybody gonna be trying to be fly. They're gonna come right to us, and we gonna be the first people to get sick because we done seen 5, 6 people today. You know what I'm saying? And they even wearing this same face mask for 2 weeks and ain't replaced it. You know, it's so many things that's gonna happen that I feel like at the end of the day, these services is really not necessary. And I'm saying this from somebody who does it. They're not necessary for our health. We have to, and actually, I've been telling her like, oh, I'm going back to work. But now that I see that it's so serious and we've been in quarantine for so long and so many people are dying. I just left the hospital the other day and nurses is telling me it's new cases every day. I said, is it really slowing down? She said, I mean, you could say it if that makes you comfortable. And that's what she said to me. So that means we already know these cases not being reported the way they should be. We already know that these hospitals is not really taking care of these people. They sending a lot of people home with COVID. And these people don't care. Just like you said, they want to spread it to people and get everybody sick. I think that 2021, we will probably develop herd immunity. Like we developed herd immunity to AIDS, to SARS, to Ebola. We've developed these things, and the only way that we're going to be able to develop them is like we do, stay away, get the vaccine, even though I'm not here for the vaccine, but some people going to need it. You know, some people going to need it. They take it. But at the end of the day, these services, us requiring, first off, they want us to wear this whole PV, big old suit, all this plastic. How many clients you gonna get through wearing all that plastic? One. And so that's not even, you're not even gonna get your rent for your studio or your booth or whatever, because you can't even survive in that. Like, I can't work in that. You know how much blow drying I do for natural hair? I'm gonna die in a plastic suit with a mask on, with the
be burned up and melted.
You feel me, with the little face mask all the way to up here? Like, is you crazy? I'm not doing that. So I'm the type of person that said I'm not requiring my clients to wear those masks. I'm not requiring for my clients to come in there with gloves. I'm not, if and when I go back to work, I'm not doing all of that, because at the same time, it's not protecting us. You're still spreading these germs everywhere. It doesn't matter it's the only thing that matters is your immune system is strong enough. That's it. It's about the immune system. So maybe we should be passing out, I don't know, vitamin C packs. That's the only thing I can see.
Y'all, you all are raising some really interesting points, and Meecha's over here. Everybody's hype man. Anybody else have something to say? You raised some good points, and you're right. They don't promote, because I was saying team no vaccine, and it's no judgment. I don't do them. I don't say anything like, oh, it's conspiracy. I just don't want the vaccine. And I would rather go to the natural health food stores and beef up on my black seed oil, my oregano oil, all of those things. Like I need those things to fuel up my body, especially as we can go outside and play,
Yeah.
But they don't push the preventative things. They are just pushing like you said, once you get it, this is how you protect yourself. Or we're just gonna let everybody go outside and play and not really equip them with the things to keep the virus at bay or to build your immune system.
PPE, Taj, what's that
about us as far as our industry?
Oh,
I don't think they think about
is
it.
that elderberry? That's elderberry. I have that too. Yeah.
Echinacea.
What's that mask though?
Everything. All right. So anybody else want to chime in? Thank you. And you know what? Again, Dorothy, you said something kind of like Meech, and everybody has been saying things that kind of goes against the grain, being brave enough to speak your truth. Because on one end, you have, a professional saying we need to act as such and we need to have all of the supplies to protect ourselves and the clients. And you're on the other side of the spectrum saying, if I'm spending money and resources on that, and you feel that it's just a facade, it's just going through the motions, but it really doesn't protect. We can, like I said, it's really no right or wrong answer, but I like that you all are backing up your opinions with some type of fact or some type of like sound, like you're thinking through these things as a professional. One of the questions I have to you, Dorothy, in particular, and I guess all of you, if you feel that this isn't going to be safe until 2021 and you do have to take certain measures where you take less clients or whatever that looks like, and for a lot of you, this was your bread and butter, it was your lucrative source of income, we'll pause. But one thing we do need to come to is just, I want to ask you all, and you can chew on it, and some of you have pivoted in other ways, but what ways are you pivoting in the event that doing hair the traditional way is not going to pay your bills? So I got one more poll question to ask, and then when we open up to the Q&A, that is one of the questions I want y'all to address. Anybody else want to chime in before I ask the last question? That was a very good discussion. All right, last one. If the world doesn't open up before 2021, which service would you prefer? So if there's social distancing and everything, but okay, if it doesn't open up, and it kind of segues into that question I was asking, would you rather to visit a stylist at their home or have a mobile stylist or barber service come to you? Would you rather do it yourself, virtual consultations with your hairstylist or barber, or you like, nah, that's all right, I got it, I'm good, love and joy, I'm gonna do my own? Which one are you? If the world doesn't open back up, how are you gonna stay swaggy? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so most of you would rather do the DIY virtual consultations. And I know I told them, don't let me forget about their question in the chat. And then we're kind of neck and neck with visiting the stylist at home versus them coming to you. So let's chime in. What do folks have to say? Anybody, anywhere?
Right now, I'm offering virtual consultations to my clients. I have been making custom at-home hair kits as well. Every client has hair concerns that are different from the next. Not one product will work the best for the same product that the other client loves. Being an affiliate for more than one company opens me with a huge variety of products to service them. Some of my clients are used to like the heat techniques. They flat ironing. They don't want to go natural, but they don't have a relaxer. A lot of my clients don't have relaxers, so that makes it a lot easier for me to be able to console them at home. But I build like Oplex kits, Oplex number 3. I don't know if you're familiar, Oplex 4 and 5. If they have any shedding, any breakage, any bald spots, anything like that, it is a bonding formulation. But that is not for everyone. So then we have Mazzani, and Mazzani has True Textures, which is a line of like 17 different products that is for curly girls. Doesn't matter if they're Black, white, Asian, Jamaican, whatever, they have it. And each line specifies from 2C to 5A or more of a fine texture or things like that. So the consultations that I hold for my clients are very in-depth, and it works for them. Online, all these products are available at my website, plugsalonandspa.com. It is a mobile app. You can also do it on your desktop. It doesn't matter. It's very friendly. But it seems to be working. So for me to be able to pivot from behind the chair, it is paying the bills, and it's a blessing because it's something that I already was retailing a lot when I was in the salon. But to be able to retail outside of the salon, it's a whole nother level. Like, it's so many boxes. It's so many things. I'm like, bro, it took off. Like, I started doing it maybe 3 weeks ago. And it took me a while to figure out how I was going to hustle, you know. But then when the hustle started, it just ramped up, and I wasn't ready. So I love it. I always made aloe vera products for clients too. That is not sold online. That is only for MVP clients because I have to get a little ingredients and, you know, make it professional for them. But it's working. It's working, and it helps it when we do come back into the salon. Maybe you'll still have some hair on your head if you're using quality products. I'm not there to watch them and see how many times they put a flat iron in their head or how many times they blow drying it, but I can try to counsel you in the direction you need to go to try not to flat iron your hair every single day of their life.
Okay, thank you. You know, I as somebody who, of course, my business shut down as well when things went, when everybody got put on punishment and had to stay indoors, and I too had to pivot. And I think being in the service industry, it makes you think about your people, your audience, your target audience, your clients, the people that rock with you. Like, now it's, you know, a good opportunity for us in the service industry to serve in a different way, because we are wired to want to help people to feel good and all of those things. And you just got to think outside of the box, because if the world doesn't open back up, you know, you've invested into this skill set, into this profession. So it just makes you reset. It makes you go back to the drawing board to figure out how can you, and it's enough opportunities and there's enough ideas out here so that we can all eat, you know? So kudos to you for just, you know, thinking outside of the box. And you see now, when the world does open back up, when the world does open back up, that line of income though won't die, you know. Like, if anything, it just tunes them into, for a client like that would be like me. I'm not someone that goes to the hairstylist, but having access to professional products and being able to nurture my own hair, or people who can't get babysitters, things of that nature, you've opened up their eyes to how well you can service them. So, okay. Anybody else want to chime in regarding that? Go ahead, Taj. You got to unmute yourself. I'm unmuting you. You got to, yep, okay.
Okay, so I've been tossing this ideal out there for quite a bit. I talked to some people about it. I actually talked to the president of the National Barber Association board, and she thought she's kind of weighed on it because of the political ranking that it will have to go through. But I'm thinking that we could possibly formulate an organization where we can have insurance for our clients, right? To pay on a monthly basis where they can come see us like they will go visit their doctor. It wouldn't technically be a health insurance. It would have to be health and beauty insurance, but then they wouldn't have to worry about how much it will cost, and we will be able to practice in the way that we know that we should be able to practice without the cost being, because one of the main things I've noticed in the barbershop that I work in, I work in Ferndale, so it's like the Oakland County area. It's a more high-end, area. And what I noticed from working in Ferndale and working in Detroit, 90% of my clients now don't even ask, or even new clients don't even ask how much is the service, right? Where the first thing that you come into a regular barbershop, urban barbershop, how much is the cut? You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel as if that should be the case. I don't feel as if I feel the quality of service should be the most important thing to the client. And that has to be handled before they even think about getting their haircut or getting their lashes done or getting these services provided, where they will reach out to a health and beauty organization for their insurance, pay on a monthly premium, and then they will, if they need certain things beyond that, then they can pay like a deductible or whatever. But I feel as if that could be the best way that we can approach this. I'm throwing this back out there to see what you guys think about that.
First of all, that would be awesome. When I think about things like that, a lot of my services people would say are pretty expensive. But when you think about the amount of time that we have to put into doing something, or the amount of discomfort that we have to endure in order to do a certain service, if we're doing this service in the middle of a pandemic that has no treatment, or we're putting ourselves at more risk, then why shouldn't we have the same type of insurance that doctors are able to offer people?
That is awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. This is a topic, this can open up this is a rabbit hole we can go down and be, vibing and politicking about for the rest of the day. But unfortunately, we do not have the time on our side. However, this, I believe, Ashley, is going to be one of the heavy hitters for your next event, right? And
yes.
So, if you have questions, or if you want to chime in on this topic, I encourage you to go to the chat and just, if there are some ideas or if there are questions that you want to be incorporated in the next event as it relates to this, load up the comments, because she will have access to this information, and her and Dorothy can curate the event to best suit the needs of the stylists and the barbers in the room, as well as clients. But I think this is a great way for you all to put some brains together to be of resource to each other and to the world that you service. Because I'm looking at the clock, and we are over time, and we haven't even finished, and we do have to come to a close. So there was someone else that I want to make sure you incorporate their question in there. She asked about YouTube tutorials, and it kind of opens up to the DIY consultations. So we'll definitely save these chats. You all have been lighting it up. Keep lighting it up. I need to make a few more announcements, because we are over time, and I don't want to lose these announcements. So we get some Q&A within this. So once you get down and get all of your questions answered, because that's most important, tell us something good. So how was this experience? What if you learned something, if you really appreciated somebody's standpoint, whatever, again, we like to hear positive vibes at these events. And, we are going through trying times. And so it's a great way to encourage each other to shout out, one of the panelists, or just, again, the event as a whole, to tell us something good that you appreciated and that you take away that you got from the experience. All right, to the money, because that is important too. Okay, we said if you stuck around to the end, we would give you the directions that you need so that you can get in on some good stuff. So take a picture of this screen. You can win a cash app, a $50 cash app. Your name will be entered in a raffle every time you do the following, and you have all day to do it. So if you've registered to the event, that's half the battle on Eventbrite. 2, share the footage on Facebook or Instagram and post about the event. So if you've been taking pictures, boomerangs, or if you have, you can repost what the panelists have put out there, whatever you can to just kind of say you had a great time and you learned some stuff. Leave a comment or review on the event itself on Facebook, and then make sure you are following everyone. All of this down here, make sure you just screenshot this screen, and the winner will be announced. Ashley, what way are you announcing the winners?
So I'm going to announce the winners both on Facebook and Instagram. So there are a couple of people that I'm not fully familiar with, and they're probably people that Rochelle, Meech, and Dorothy know. I just want to make sure that everybody, who followed the procedures and everything is counted in the final total. And like you said, we're recording everything right now, so we'll be able to reflect on that, use that as a reference.
Yep, that's why it's important to tag them all. So everybody, especially on Instagram, tag them all so that you can be entered. Every post that you make means that you will be entered in. So if you do 10 things, your name will be entered in the raffle 10 times, okay? And she will announce those winners, but make sure that in order to, increase your chances, you want to make sure that you're tagging all of those who are present. All right, and then there is another Cash App, because they are out here popping tags with y'all. So $50 Cash App is another one. Or a business consultation. So somebody will win a Cash App and somebody will win a business consultation. Again, your name will be entered in the raffle and announced at the next event. So this is kind of like a layaway, but that the tickets will go on sale early next week. So keep your head on the swivel and ears to the street. You have to register for the next event and be in attendance. You have to share the event. So once it is posted, share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram, and make sure that you at least tag at Livid Lash and at Virgin Life Hair. And then make sure that you leave a comment on the event page. So any of those things that you do, you will be entered in a raffle, and that will be announced at the next event. So you gotta register and you gotta show up. All right, take a picture of this screen as well. And then I'm going to move on. And I think Ashley is going to send out this information as well in a follow-up for the next event. But just make sure you do that. You are ready to in line and ready to go. All right. All right. There is also an opportunity to donate. This was a free event. This was an opportunity for these service professionals to pour into you. But you can also just give them a tip, to say thanks for your service. And so Ashley, if you can expound on that.
Okay, so what we did was we extended the event until tomorrow. So if you would like to make a donation, you can literally go back to that Eventbrite link and you can send in a ticket donation for that. Okay.
All right. And last but not least, if you want to stick around for the group pick, we'll do one in a moment. And that is pretty much it. So again, it was a grand time. I think, again, the panel discussions in general, typically they have the floor, the panelists have the floor, they do all the talking, and you just sit and you get. But we wanted to make sure that you all had the floor to pose your questions, express your concerns, and state your opinions, and that the barbers and the hairstylists were able to, also engage you as well. And so hopefully this setup worked for you. Any feedback that you have, you can also do that as well. Some people are still interacting with you all in the chat, so I'm trying to leave that up for you all to do that. And I think that's it. So while we are here, those of us who have our cameras on, get your pose ready. I'm just going to say 1, 2, 3. So get that angle. I know this is my favorite angle right here. Okay. And so get your angle ready, and I will say 1, 2, 3 so we can take our group pick. I like to say 1, 2, 3 because I don't like smiling for long periods of time. It gets stale. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's do one more. One, 2, 3. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, It has been a wonderful afternoon with you all. It's been very informative. Thank you all for putting it all on the table, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And just stay in touch, stay connected with these hairstylists and barbers so you can be up to date for the next event and what services they have to offer, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, you all have a great afternoon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Out there. God bless.
Make sure y'all go follow Licensed Professionals on Instagram.
Licensed barbers.
Oh, I need
No,
that shirt tie.
It's another one?
Yeah, I have another one. It's called Licensed Professionals. It's umbrella encompassing everybody.
Okay.
I need that shirt tie and the hat.
I got you.
Yeah, that's a good
Is
look.
that on the website?
With the hat?
Licensed Professional?
No, it's on the. I have a website for licensed barbers. It has the shirts, but I have some baseball caps coming pretty soon as well.
Okay, I'm looking out for that.
All right. Thank you guys for having me.
Yes, thanks for contributing.
Thank you for doing it.
Thank you.
Bye.